Hello once again, everybody. So, we are able to bring you the final game of the semi-final series between Different Dimension and Epic Avalanche Blue. So this is what we're going to be bringing you. My name is Tasty Aldar. With me is Benvarmeren, and here we are in the lobby.
And we are about to find out who will be the last grand finalist in this tournament. It's going to be very interesting. I mean, this game, like the last one, has gone to a 1-1 situation, so it's going to be the last one in this best of three. So let's just jump straight into it.
Yeah, whoever wins this will be joining Mysterious Monkeys after they managed to pick up the win over For the Win Esports in that last game. Bans already coming through now. Azir and Lissandra 2. Mid lane bans already aimed towards Rakawanos. Soraka and Corki have been banned on the other side. Hungry Panda has been playing plenty of Soraka, so I think that makes sense to see that banned out as well.
Yeah, it definitely does. And the Azir pick is something we often see just because he's a high risk, high reward type of mage. And Lissandra, also with that being banned out, I mean, you take away a strong mid laner. She has this point and click CC that just allows her to burst down squishies. So I'm glad to see her being taken off the table if not picked up.
Yep, Poppy and Lucia, the final two ones as well. Oh, there's the dreaded Donger. So that's going to be, if that's locked in, then we're going to have to remake the lobby, unfortunately, because that, again, almost certainly isn't a Heimerdinger lock-in. Unless Tanas is just trolling with us, having a bit of fun hovering that Heimerdinger. We'll see. We'll see if it's actually a ghost Heimerdinger, a phantom Heimer, as it were, or if it's the real thing. Or if it's nothing at all and he changes the pick anyway. There it is, the lock-in, okay. It probably means we're going to have to remake the lobby, so can't tell you what that pick is right now, but I'm almost certain it's not actually Heimerdinger.
Yeah, probably not. We have only seen one Heimerdinger this tournament, and that was Pain Gaming that played it. It were not different dimensions.
No, exactly. So I really doubt that's what we're going to be seeing. On the other side, Epic Avalanche Blue hovering the Caitlyn pick, which I think would make a lot of sense. Would be, I mean, it's a good pick, certainly. It's a bit situational. It's not necessarily in the S tier of AD carries, but she's not exactly weak either.
No, and we did see Miracles play that Caitlyn in the first game of this best of three series, so just take that away from him, especially now that Lucian has been banned out, same with Corki. That is the top three champions that Miracles play in solo queue, so that leaves up Tristana as his next most played champion, and I'm not quite sure we will see that, but with the two pickups for Avalance Blue, I like their two pickups because now you have a very strong late game scaling team composition that exists of two AD carries, which in normal terms is a double AD carry composition.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Kindred was the one that was locked in. On the other side, Different Dimension hovering over the Sivir right now, which is it's a decent fallback for Miracles to go to. Almost any AD carry player that is after a certain level can play Sivir pretty reasonably. She's not the toughest champion in the game, and her ultimate can be so impactful on its own. Interestingly enough, Bard locked in for Hungry Panda, a similar style of champion to Soraka in a way, but with more engaged potential and more level 1 potential in particular.
Yes, this also opens up for Hungry Panda to use that Tempered Fate on top of on the hunt to have a easy catch up potential. So I like that two pickups, and as you said, Sivir aren't that hard to play. You usually just press R and then face roll your head over Q and W, and then E whenever you think it's necessary.
Yeah, interestingly enough, there has been no Jax ban or pick so far, unless that's what the Heimerdinger is. That's a possibility, always a possibility that Heimerdinger is actually concealing a Jax behind it. We don't know exactly what's going on with it quite yet. We'll know as soon as we can remake the lobby. On the other side, Morgana being hovered. That would go over to Unlucky Eru, and that would mean none of the S tier supports actually going to be picked up in this game. No Alistar, no Braum either, so interesting that that's what's occurred here, and the Lulu locked in once again for Rakawanos.
But we definitely know now that Epic Avalanche Blue are going for a double AD carry composition. They have so much peeling already for Kaden and Kindred, and Lulu and Morgana. You don't really get better peeling. You could obviously go for Janna, but she has been nerfed in this patch, so she's not as good anymore.
Yeah.
And Morgana also has some good synergy with Caitlyn's traps.
Yeah, I would really like to see some Mega Tank being the last lock-in for them in the top side. Don Corleone already has shown himself to be a Malphite player. Could bring Maokai as well, who is a pretty strong champion right now. So I would like to see either one of those picks going up towards the top side. There are a couple other picks that would work as well. Maokai might be taken away, though, actually, by a different dimension as they hover it and lock it in. So Ari going to the middle lane for MGBE, and Maokai going towards the top side. That means it's the jungler that we can't see behind the guise of Heimerdinger.
I wouldn't like to see Nasus, but I would like to see something like Nautilus. Malphite can even come in. So there are definitely the possibility of getting some good engage. That's really what you need on the side of Epic Avalance Blue right now. You need something that can both scale uh, relatively good, have some good engage, and peeling potential.
And the last lock-in is actually a Shen. So, we have been seeing a little bit more of that recently. Don Corleone has locked that in. Here is the remake of the lobby to get rid of that Heimerdinger that obviously we are not wanting to see in this game. That is not the intended pick. So, once we get back in, they'll ban out some random champions. They'll get quickly in towards the game, and we'll be able to see exactly what that pick is that they lock in once they through the ban phase here.
Yes, so it could obviously be a Jax again for Tanas. He played a mean Jax in the first game.
True indeed, but I think actually Maokai probably going to be heading up towards the top side, so I think it's Nidalee who's not got the champion so far. Maybe it was Nidalee. I can't remember if Nidalee was banned out or not. If not, I imagine that's what Nidalee is going to go over to.
Oh yeah, Maokai was actually the last pickup. I've totally forgot that. So
yeah,
yes, that is going to be the Nidalee.
There is Nidalee.
There is some good synergy between all of the lanes, more or less now with Nidalee. Obviously, the bottom lane don't really have as good a synergy as there is in the mid lane and in the top lane, because you have the hard CC there that can allow Nidalee band to land a good spear.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to get through the rest of the picks now. Once Hungry Panda locks in that Bard, and Unlucky Arrow can lock in final pick, which was the Morgana. So, why do you think we're not seeing any of the higher tier supports in this game? Because, I mean, they were available. Alistar was perfectly available. So was Braum, and we've been seeing so much of them recently. Why weren't they picked in this game?
Actually, I'm not quite sure. I feel like Braum or Alistar would have been perfect for either the teams, because on the side of Epic Avalance Blue, you could definitely use some better engage. Alistar would be perfect for that, and Braum would have fit so well into different dimensions, team composition of getting some better follow-up to the Maokai and the Tempered Fate.
Yep, so based, once again, I'm going to ask you the question, the classic question. Based on these team comps, who do you believe will be the victor in this game?
I'd like to say that I think Epic Avalance would be taking this game, but we've seen the double AD carry composition come out before, and they've always had trouble in the early game, and that's really the breaking point, because as a double AD carry composition, you're not supposed to fall behind in the early game. You are supposed to play fairly safe, and then go even at least. You don't. If you fall behind, you can get dictated around the map. And the problem is just that different dimensions, they have a lot of ways to dictate the game with On the Hunt, Tempered Fate, Ari that can roam around, Ari that has Ignite. So really, there are a lot of ways to play around for different dimensions. So if they're able to play to their early game standards of the champions, then I feel like that they have a good base to go from.
Yeah, so once again, double TP on one side and not on the other side. I mean, you don't often see TP on Ari anyway. The Ignite usually makes a lot more sense. Synergizes pretty well with the assassin sort of style that is coming with her, but the Lulu has run teleport, so they do have that advantage on the side of Epic Avalanche. Both supports going for exhaust as well, which I personally am a big fan of.
Yeah, I do know that you are a big fan of it, and in this case, it fits really well because the exhaust, the slow it brings, will obviously help with the killing of Troller Dog or Imbi or Wrecker Unknown. I'm still having trouble. The mid laner for Epic Avalance.
Rakoanos.
Yeah, Wrecker Honors.
Yeah.
Just all of the squishy members on the side of Epic Avalance Blue will definitely have some trouble against the exhaust.
Yeah, no, certainly that will be a problem that they'll run into. No double exhaust this time for Troll the Dog to deal with, though. I mean, that was quite the hindrance for not just him, but the rest of Epic Avalanche in that first game. And the fact that Jax has made it through without being banned signals to me that that was probably what was played in the second game, and it probably didn't work out quite so well as the first. Probably Epic Avalanche were able to have a much better response to it.
Yeah,
That one.
they probably already knew what they were going into, and therefore had a strategy planned to deal with the Jax that Tannis played in game one.
Absolutely, yeah. Other than that, do you reckon there's any other sort of niche little things? Where do you reckon? Where would you like to see each jungler pressuring on the map?
Well, we already know that I'd like to see different dimensions jungler in Italy ban pressuring both the mid lane and the top lane just
Yeah.
because it's where the CC are. And
Mhm.
for Epic Avalanche Blue, they Troller Dog. I'd rather not see him pressure anywhere. Really, I'd like to
Okay.
see him farm up to his Devour and then start
Mhm.
stacking that because he did play, as far as I can remember, the Kindred in game one, and he never got to really stack up that Devour.
Right. Okay. So delay remaining. Only 2 seconds left. 1 second now, and we will be heading in towards the game. So gonna see the Keystone Masteries and the skins as well. Of course, skins.
Yeah, skins
People
matter.
people say they don't. People say the game isn't pay to win, but skins mean wins. Everyone knows that. So.
Well, skins will always intimidate your enemy.
Right. I mean, depending on the skin. I mean, I don't think Pool Party Lulu is the most intimidating skin, to be honest.
I am sure that Pool Party Draven will intimidate anybody.
Yeah, well, Pool Party Draven, right? Pool Party Lulu, not the scariest beast in the jungle, or not in the jungle, in the middle lane, in the world, in Summoner's Rift, and should be loading up any moment now. Interestingly, we are seeing miracles favoring the further of battle over the Warlord's Bloodlust, which isn't common on Sivers.
Yeah, that's definitely not common, but still, it's okay because Fervor of Battle is still the game scaling and it brings more damage to the table. And for Imbi's sake, he picked up the Warlord's Bloodlust, so there's just more sustain for Imbi. And obviously, Imbi has to be the one scaling up and has to be the one carrying the late games alongside Troller Dog. So I actually really like that Keystone Mastery. I think it's a nice little adaptation. It's awesome.
Yeah, okay, so welcome to Summoner's Rift, everybody. This is the third and final game in this semi-final series between Different Dimension and Epic Avalanche Blue. Now, the winner of this will go on to face Mysterious Monkeys in the final of the Highlight TV Cup series, playing for the grand prize of €900. I'm excited to see who can make it to the final. I hope you guys are too, and we are now on Summoner's Rift.
I am so excited as well. This is going to be a really great matchup. I'm sure of it because in the first game it were Epic Avalanche Blue that got dictated a little bit by different dimensions, and then they were able to pick it back up in the second game. So both teams are most likely very thirsty for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they certainly would be. Anyone always wants to win in general. We are going to see both junglers starting on towards the top sides. Very conservative starts once again from everybody. Actually, it looks like Hungry Panda and Miracles are going to try and disrupt the camp start from Imbi and Unlucky Eru, but Imbi and Unlucky Eru saw them coming, are able to put some poke damage onto Hungry Panda, and will be able to go to lane without having their camp disrupted because they didn't start it in the first place.
Okay, so if we take a look, it is going to be the standard lane matchups, and this does not hurt anybody really because both the AD carries just want to be scaling, especially Miracles on that Sivir is going to be a huge part of his team once he gets a few items.
Yep. No real major trades going down on the bot side. A Dark Binding did land, and Miracles was hit by a headshot, so as you'd expect, Imbi and Unlucky Arrow getting a bit of advantage in that early game trade, as they do have the Caitlyn, Don Corleone and Tanas. Not going to be trading too much onto each other. They're mainly beefy tank sort of champions, so they do pack a bit of a punch in the early game, and the orange rings start from Tanas a little bit aggressive, but, you know, pretty much what you'd expect out of any Maokai.
Yeah, Maokai always goes for the orange ring, and it brings more utility and health damage. It's basically just the best starting item you can go for as a Maokai if you don't want to go for the corrupting potion.
Yeah, indeed. Trolldog actually gonna look to steal away the Rift Scuttler there from Nidalee-Ban. I'm not sure who got it. I think it was Nidalee-Ban that actually got it, but Trolldog might pick up a kill instead. Nidalee-Ban does have the pounce to get away, though, and no collapse could come in time to really threaten either of them. There is a ward. Nidalee-Ban knows that Trolldog is hanging around, and that will annoy Trolldog because he really wanted that Rift Scuttler, as it was where his first Kindred mark had started on, and it was like a nice juicy target that he was going to get to take, and then the mean cat took it away from him.
That is definitely not something Trolldog will be happy of. I mean, a dog never likes a cat.
True, yeah, no, dog cannot stand cats in general, and I mean, the fact that he was able to chase the cat away, I'm sure that will give him a little bit of more primal pleasure, perhaps. I mean, that's generally how it goes, but won't be happy that the cat outsmarted him in the typical cartoony style.
Well, it should be a small confidence boost for Trolldog.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'd say so. Top lane, once again, not a whole lot going on there. Not going to be too much damage put down either way. Dark Binding, nicely spell shielded by Miracles, gets himself a little bit of mana back, allowing him to use that Boomerang Blade there. Missed one minion from the wave, but not the end of the world. Imbi is doing a good job of pressuring Miracles off the wave. They're poking him out, though. There's not a huge CS deficit, and actually, Miracles is very close to Imbi and CS, and Imbi will be looking to extend that advantage at some point because he really wants to be dominating the lane as Caitlyn.
Yeah, you definitely want to be dominating the lane as Caitlyn, and the thing is just, as a Caitlyn, you have a successful lane as long as you go out ahead in CS. Even can obviously be okay, but ahead is the best thing. But hang on a second, Trolldog's coming to the top lane.
Trolldog comes in towards the top side. The taunt does land on towards Tanas. He's in trouble now. He knows there's no escape for him possible. He's trying to deal as much damage as he can before he goes down. First blood going over to Don Corleone in the final game of this semi-final.
Very well played by Trolldog. Knows that he can go into the top lane with Don Corleone's taunt and actually pick up a kill onto Thomas, because the Maokai does not have a lot of movement speed. I have never seen a tree run away very fast.
No, yeah, no, tree's generally not the quickest at evading a ninja and a dog, or rather a strange spirit combination of lamb and wolf, but, you know, whatever. Still, not as fast, right, basically? Yes. Miracles has been chunked pretty low, and the fact that he missed the last spell shield on the Dark Binding and mistimed it slightly did mean that he lost a lot more health than he would have otherwise. He did have the Biscuit, though, and did regenerate some health, but he is pretty low on mana, which means he can't really farm from afar like he would be hoping to. Teleport coming into the top side as Don Corleone comes back with a cowl there to make sure that he isn't going to take too much damage from Tanas.
Yeah, that will definitely mitigate a lot of the damage that Tanas would be able to come out with. But it does set Don Corleone a little bit behind in terms of a Sunfire Cape, which is a standard build on tanks more or less these days, just so you can push waves really fast. But it doesn't really matter too much, because you just want to be farming, you don't want to be attracting too much attention. Every lane should be a farm lane. Actually, Nidalee-Ban is in the jungle of Trolldog.
Yeah, Trolldog's not happy about it. A lot of help me pings coming out there, but they decide they can't collapse quite onto him. Actually, they're going to collapse on towards Hungry Panda, who has the magical journey just about to escape. In comes Don Corleone on the back of Trolldog, who was losing that trade to Nidalee-Ban, but the stand united means that it's turned on its head. Nidalee-Ban nowhere to go, trying to do the best Expeke impression, trying to run away as much as he can on the Nidalee. Goes low, goes down to Don Corleone, who's now 2-0 in the top lane for Epic Avalanche.
Nice stand united by Don Corleone, made sure that Trolldog would not be going down, especially now that Trolldog didn't have Lamb's Respite to survive some of the damage that Nidalee-Ban would be able to come out with. So the Epic Avalanche, they're actually playing like a team, and remember, I said in the pick and ban phase, Epic Avalance Blue, if they wanted to play this team composition to its full... Oh, wait!
Oh, Hungry Panda 1 auto! There it is! Imbi picks it up. Miracles can't offer much on the backside. There's a kill in the bottom lane for the Caitlyn. And Epic Avalanche, they're going to be feeling pretty good about how this game started off. They have a big CS advantage here in the bottom side as well, considering they've bullied Miracles off the wave, and thus the gold lead is strongly in their favor right now. Nidalee comes in on towards Unlucky Eru, but the heal is there, and Nidalee will have to back away. Imbi can try and chase on towards it here. Jukes away from the spear, but Nidalee already too far away to get in range of Imbi.
Well, as I was saying before, Nidalee came to the bottom lane. They, as I said in the pick and ban phase, Epic Avalance Blue, they just had to at least go even in the early game. They're actually ahead, so their team composition, their win condition is so clear for them right now. Just keep farming, keep scaling, and don't fall behind. Yeah,
and once again, pretty meaningless trades going down in the top side. Don Corleone has pushed the wave in towards Tanas, so he might lose a couple of minions to the turret if Don Corleone can push it fast enough. But Tanas does have some decent AoE abilities to be able to clear out the wave on his own, and he can just tank it up, make sure they don't actually reach the turret, and he'll pick up all 3 of those minions. He'll also stop the back from Don Corleone, which is nice as well.
That is definitely nice, and Don Corleone wants to go back, obviously, now that he has around 1400 gold in his pocket, so soon enough he'll go back, and either he can decide to go for a Barmy Cinder to have more split pushing potential, and it would also give him health, which is obviously very good against the Maokai. What he could also finish up his Banshee's Veil.
Yeah, he could indeed go for that. Depends on what he decides he wants. Tanas, heading down towards the middle lane, does clear out a pink ward in the river on the way, and he's not going to lose too many minions up in the top lane for it, so it's not going to matter too much for him. Imbi, once again, farming himself up a storm here, and he's 15 whole CS ahead of Miracles. I imagine that's going to extend, because Miracles, he's only... Actually, we're going to see a bit of a fight right now. Tempered Fate used. MGB does get rooted up there by the Q from Unlucky Eru, and actually gets turned around because of the Lamb's Respite. Trolladog stays alive. Rakwanis, he's exhausted, so he can't offer too much damage. A flash, dark binding from Unlucky Eru secures the kill on towards Hungry Panda, who goes down for the second time this game. This time, it's Rakwanis who picks up the kill. 4-0 now overall for Epic Avalanche, and they're looking to really snowball this game. And if they can do that, then Different Dimension might be in a whole world of trouble.
That was such a great dark binding coming out of Unlucky Eru. Caught... It really caught Hungry Panda just with his pants down there and made sure that he would pick up the kill. So now the Epic Avalance Blue, they are really in a good position. I mean, despite Trolladog not having his Devour yet, he is in a good spot. Yeah, he is behind a little bit in terms of goal, but overall his team and him, they couldn't be doing better because they are just even, which means that their scaling should not be a problem.
No, yeah, absolutely, and they're getting these advantages. Currently the gold lead is about 2.2k in their favor, 2.1k or thereabouts, and Different Dimension, they're going to have to try and turn that around. They want the gold lead to be in their favor, and obviously, as that is how the game works, but that will be their prime prerogative right now for the Greek side.
And also the problem for Different Dimensions is that they could easily have had an extra card in this game if they just had Tanas being even in the top lane. That would mean that Tanas would actually pose a split push threat, and he's not going to be posing that threat now that he's kind of behind and his Barmy Cinder doesn't really matter at all. So. For Different Dimensions, they have to obviously look for some picks, and that is going to be MGB that they have to play around with, because he is the only one that are actually in a good position to make some picks.
Yeah, but probably not going to be making those picks on towards Rakwanis, because he has got a Negatron Cloak completed, as well as the Spooky Ghosts item, the Frost Queen's Claim. Did briefly try and see if he could steal the dragon away, get a cheeky little dragon steal, but it was secured by the smite by Nidalee, so the dragon is in favor of Different Dimensions. There's a tiny little ray of light for them right now in this early game, which has otherwise been pretty disastrous for them. Don Corleone, once again, getting the better of the trades with Tanas, who's out of mana now, which means his wave clear potential is significantly hindered. Rakoanos also going aggressive onto MGBE, who doesn't have his Ignite available to try and turn it around.
And remember, Don Corleone is actually... Oh, wait, there might be a dive here in the top side.
Oh, here comes Troller Dog, and Tanas, he's in a lot of trouble. He's low already. In comes Nidalee though, to try and save the day. Land's Respite is available for Troller Dog if he needs it. He picks up the first kill. Nidalee might be in trouble now if Don Corleone and Troller Dog go towards it. Rakoanos has arrived as well. Turret shots being taken by Troller Dog. In comes the Stand United as well as the Land's Respite. A bit of overkill there, and it might just keep Nidalee alive. It doesn't, because the Shadow Dash from Don Corleone secures the kill. 3-0-2 now. He's getting pretty massive on Shen. 6 kills in the lead now as Epic Avalanche are. And this is going from good to better for them and from bad to worse for Different Dimension. Trying to turn it around here, Hungry Panda, but he doesn't have any support. He's trying to get the solo kill onto him here. Doesn't have the Ignite though, and in comes Rakoanos to try and turn it around. He's delaying time for MGB, who does come in. Takes Rakoanos low. Rakoanos with the Wild Growth. Ignite is ticking on towards him. It did come back up for MGBE. Flash forced by Rakoanos, but I don't think MGBE can pick anything else up. Troll Dog still hanging around. Might have got in range of a charm there. Has to flash, but the charm hits him anyway. The Foxfires are going on towards him. He has the Lulu shield though. In comes Hungry Panda, who finally secures that kill. And I mean, that was a lot. They chased that a whole lot. They did get the kill out of it, but it's still 1 for 6 in favor overall of Epic Avalanche Blue.
And that's the first kill of the game for Different Dimensions. OMGB, you have to be careful. Don Corleone has flash.
Oh, the Taunt Flash, the Glitter Lance. Rakoanos picks up that one as well. On the hunt was using the bot side as Nidalee tried to come in for a gank, but it's actually Miracles who's taken incredibly low. Did burn his heal to get a bit of health back. Meanwhile, in the middle side, Don Corleone taking a bit of pain, but he can just dash away in the end, so not going to be a trouble. Not going to be any problem for him, and that kill puts it to 7-1 now.
So, Different Dimensions, they finally get their first kill onto Troller Dog, and it took them around 30 minutes to get. Sorry, not 30 minutes, 13 minutes. It took them quite a while, let's just say that, and they finally got one of the kills, but it's been dictated. The game has been dictated by Epic Avalanche Blue for so long now, and Troller Dog finally has his Devour, so he's able to start scaling up. But I feel like it might be a little bit too late for Different Dimensions, because they need to make some plays, and their top laner is behind, their jungler is behind, their mid laner, he's also behind because there are some kills onto Rakoanos and Rakoanos, and all of the kills are just putting them further and further behind.
Yeah, bit of a support fight there in the jungle. Nothing too much going to come of it, of course. Imbi, well, he only has 1 kill. He has the smallest kill participation on his team, has earned the least gold from kills. He does have such a huge CS advantage that that's where his gold income is right now, and he's really putting the pain onto Miracles as well, as we just saw Tanas once again trying to get up to farm, but Don Corleone can just force him away now. He has the Sunfire damage, or rather the Bami Cinder damage, as well as the rest of the damage from him, and actually I think we're going to see another turret dive here on the top side. Nidalee, he's coming along to try and stop this from happening. Troll Dog doesn't have as many levels as Nidalee, who has the level advantage by 1. Troll Dog might be in trouble though. In comes the Stand United. He has the Land's Respite as well. On towards Nidalee, they go. He's gonna go down. 1 hit does it. There it is. Troller Dog picks up his 2nd kill of the game. Tanas, he's not long for this world either. Don Corleone picks it up. Meanwhile, in the bottom side, we see Miracles, who got rooted up by Unlucky Arrow, gets shut down by the Ace in the Hole, and Imbi picks up another kill there. And finally, every member of Different Dimension has a death now, and it's really looking rough for them. They have about a 6k gold deficit against them, and it's about to get bigger as Imbi and Unlucky Arrow, they're going to take this turret. Won't be difficult for them at all. We'll see how much the gold lead is then. Rift Herald also being taken by Epic Avalanche, and they're just taking everything on the map right now.
And Epic Avalanche Blue, they're just utilizing the gold lead that they have. They're playing around their strengths, which is all of their members more or less, because they are just so far ahead in terms of gold. And this means that they can just keep making a lot of plays, because they have the resources. They are the ones getting the items that allows them to take a lot of fights and deal all of the damage necessary to do so. And really, they're getting advantages everywhere. There's 7,000 gold up now, and they are the better late game scaling team. So I don't know what different dimensions are supposed to do. They need to look for picks, but I feel like that is 7,000 gold too late.
Yeah, no, I think even if they get one pick right now, what is one pick? I mean, they'd probably lose a team fight 4v5 at this point unless the pick was on towards Imbi. I mean, it's just so tough for them to try and find a way out, and if they can find a way out, they are truly deserving of the grand final because that would be a feat and a half for them. But it's looking unlikely as Epic Avalanche are looking to start to shut out the game now. They started taking objectives as well as just kills. They're using their gold lead to build up more pressure, and it's only 17 minutes in right now. They can keep taking turrets as soon as Baron's up. They can pretty much take it then as well because the gold lead is so huge.
Yeah, and someone like Don Corleone would also be able to tank up the Baron without having any trouble. I mean, it would also allow Troller Dog to get even more stacks onto his Devour, which is only 9 stacks at the moment. Still, that's nearly half its stacks, so not too bad, but it could be better. And with the Dragon respawning in 33 seconds, that could be the next talking point for Epic Avalance Blue. They would obviously want to get that Dragon for the stacks onto Troll Dog and to get the first stack of the game so that they could get a 6% extra AD and AP.
In the situation we have ourselves in right now, if you cast your eyes towards the minimap, you will see that MGBE is heading down towards the bottom side. Now, Black Shield will be available for Unlucky Error if he wants to put it on towards himself or Imbi to block the charm coming in. But we could see a pick made, one of those picks you were mentioning, that Different Dimension have to look for. We'll see if they're able to do it. In fact, MGBE decides he can't catch them and he's going to head back towards the top side. Or the middle lane, I should say.
Oh,
what?
Panda!
Once again, Hungry Panda just gets caught in the jungle, but he still gets caught out, taken very low. The trap wasn't quite perfectly placed from Imbi, and that did mean that Hungry Panda could just about escape without being snared up on the last headshot coming through. But it was a very close run thing for the Bard.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that the trap weren't quite there, but still, it's not about getting the kill, it's about setting a statement. But now we can see that Epic Avalance Blue, they are moving towards the dragon. They recognize that they need to get this dragon in order to get more stacks over on the side of Troller Dog, and Imbi might be in some trouble.
You know, I'm not sure they're saying they want the dragon. I think they're saying they want miracles. Miracles, it goes down before the Tempered Fate can even come towards them. Troller Dog picking up that kill, easy as you like, goes down to about half health. Tempered Fate didn't buy any time for anyone else to come down to the bot side, and Hungry Panda can't exactly fight him on his own, so nothing going to come of that ultimate either. And now it's not available to save the middle lane turret, which Imbi is beating down on. No one else is there, though. Charm doesn't connect, but MGB is bringing a lot of damage Imbi's way. Exhaust goes on towards him, but the Orb of Deception coming back through clips Imbi on the backside and takes him down. Unlucky Arrow misses that Dark Binding. That was pretty crucial. Stand United comes in, though, and Don Corleone, he wants to fight still. He's going in towards them, tries to Shadow Dash their direction, doesn't manage to pick it up. The taunt there. Meanwhile, Dragon has been secured by Troller Dog. He's got more stacks now. That was a short magical journey, and it was too short for Hungry Panda to get him to safety. Tanas, he's going to be in a lot of trouble now as the Dark Binding lands onto him. Don Corleone, double kill. 6-0-4 now on that Shannon. What a player he has been so far in this game.
Imbi went down for the first time. That is the second kill for Different Dimensions in this game, and it didn't even matter because they got a tower, they got 2 kills as well, and they got the dragon. So at this moment, there's a 10k goal lead for Epic Avalance Blue, and I hate to use this word, but Different Dimensions, they're literally getting steamrolled.
Yeah, no, this is a dominating performance we're seeing coming out of the Finnish side of Epic Avalanche over the Greeks of Different Dimension. And I mean, Baron up in 40 seconds, and I can't imagine it will be too long before the side of Epic Avalanche look to head towards it. They'll be certainly getting some vision in that area soon as well. Nidalee does try and clear away a pink ward and tries to get a bit of vision there for Different Dimension, but I'm not sure it's going to help them all that much right now.
Well, getting the Skull Crab would definitely be good for Different Dimensions, because that is already some vision that you cannot take away from them. So
yeah.
That's good for Different Dimensions to get that. It slows down the Baron taking for Epic Avalance Blue a little bit. And now we just have to to really wait for Epic Avalance Blue to make a play around the Baron pit. They obviously want to be making some kind of Baron dance, because if they can Baron dance around, then they can force a fight, and that is what they're looking for.
Yeah, no, they're definitely looking for the fight. They wouldn't complain about picking up the Baron buff either. They do have Rakoana split pushing in the bottom side because he does have TP available very soon, so he'll be able to TP up if he needs to. Trollodog secures the blue buff. Nidalee can't quite get that away from him, and this jungle just belongs to Trollodog right now, and Tannis' life might just do that as well. In comes the Tempered Fate. Does mean that Don Corleone's locked up, and they can't quite secure that kill. Good play from Hungry Panda to keep his top laner alive, but he might not have kept himself alive as the taunt lands on towards him. A good magical journey does save his life, though, because the follow-up wasn't quite there from Trollodog.
Oh, Don Corleone with the BM takes a little bit of damage, but still, just look at the mid lane. I mean, Epic Avalance Blue, they don't care about the top lane. They're there to distract. There's only one member in the mid lane, and that is MGB, and he's there to try and wave clear, but it doesn't matter too much.
No, yeah. There's the line of traps set up behind Imbi and Unlucky Eru. The trap will lock him up as well. A headshot can come through. MGB dashes in, but he's already so low and comes on the hunt as well as Miracles. Imbi can't get over his line of traps in time and goes down, actually. Once again, the AD carry from Epic Avalanche is the one who goes down. They couldn't quite secure the kill on towards Hungry Panda there. And meanwhile, Trollodog finds himself in a bit of trouble, but he's actually turning it on towards Nidalee. There is the Lamb's Respite, keeping him alive. Miracles doesn't have one of those, though, and he does go down. Trollodog was taken down by Tannis as well on the backside. This fight, it's looking better for Different Dimension than any fight has before, but I'm not sure it's looking good enough because Don Corleone is godlike, picking up his 7th kill of the game. Rakoanos looking to go on towards Nidalee, flashes over the wall. Help Pix is there, as well as the Glitterlance. MGB just clips him on the backside and will take him down with that Orbit Deception, which almost didn't land on towards Rakoanos, but did just enough to take him down. And that means that Don Corleone on his own won't be able to take this turret very quickly, so that might mean no objectives gained after this fight for Epic Avalanche. And it was a messy fight. It was a fight they still won, but not as much as they were hoping to.
And Different Dimensions, it's so good for them to finally get some kills, because that means that they obviously get a little bit of gold back in their pocket, but it's only 3 kills, and it doesn't really matter at this point. They're still behind 10,000 gold, so really doesn't matter too much that Epic Avalance Blue are giving up a few kills. In the end, the towers is what matters for Epic Avalance Blue, and with this blue buff being taken by Trollodog, he has to say the Devour.
Absolutely, so that's a big power spike he's reached now as well, and he's been pretty strong so far, and now he's about to get even stronger. Don Corleone, probably the strongest player on the map right now on that 7-0-6 Shen, doing incredible amounts of work. As ZZ Rot finished up as well, Trollodog might find himself caught out though. Does use the QSS, but he doesn't have his ultimate available, but there is a big shield, both the Maw of Malmortius shield and the black shield, but he tries to go back in for some reason and gets taken down as a result. Bit of avarice there from him, perhaps. They try and turn it on towards Miracles now as he's gone too far forward. Unlucky Eru picks up that kill. Spell shield, not enough to save him. Imbi throwing out an ace in the hole as well on towards Nidalee, just poking him down, getting him further away. Rakoanos couldn't quite catch up in time to prevent him from taking the magical journey to safety, but another kill going over each side. So once again, I think that's better for Different Dimension, but it's still not good enough.
It's definitely not still not good enough, and now Don Corleone might be in a little bit of trouble, but Unlucky Eru is coming to his aid.
Yeah, MGB though is there as well. Unlucky Eru gets hit by the charm. In comes Tannis as well. Unlucky Eru, he's in trouble now. He's surely going to be going down. There it is. Used his ultimate, the Soul Shackles, trying to buy himself a bit of time, but there was no way he was escaping from that one. And, you know, Epic Avalanche, they're getting sloppy, and they can't afford to get sloppy against teams as good as Different Dimension. We know they can be. We know they're a very good team, and if they keep allowing them these mini little advantages to come back into the game, could be a big problem for them.
Yeah, they definitely need to try and group up in order to really get some of, well, I wouldn't say that they have lost any advantages, but definitely try and utilize their goal lead. They can do it so much better than they are doing at the moment. They can do some sieges. MGB, despite him being an ability power carry, doesn't bring that heavy of a wave clear. It's still Ari, she's not the best at wave clearing.
No, I mean, she has a fair amount of wave clear, but it's relatively short range, and the fact that it is so short range means that she can't quite get to the waves and might find herself caught out by Dark Bindings from Unlucky Eru, for example, if NGB was to try to get closer to those waves. Both Dragon and Baron are up. Do you expect to see Epic Avalanche going for either one of those right now?
Epic Avalance should obviously go for the next dragon. If they can just keep pushing their advantages, getting objectives, getting towers, barons, dragons, whatever, as much as they can get, the better. So just go for the objectives. You are so far ahead. Protect Impi and Shoulder Dog, and you'll be fine.
We are now getting back into the game. Once again, that paused due to a couple of lag issues on the side of Different Dimension, but they are back now, and they should be okay to continue. So, Tanas clearing out the top wave. He's going to have to deal with that ZZ Rock portal, and he can't quite get to it because Don Corleone shows up to save the day for the portal, so Tanas not going to be able to take that down, which I'm sure will aggrieve him somewhat. Nidalee not going to land the spear onto the dragon, and isn't even going to try and get the steal on, so that's a second dragon going over to Epic Avalanche, so that's good for them. But that's not really their win condition. I mean, it can be a win condition if they want it to be, but they have so many others right now that they really don't need to be stacking up the dragons all that badly. But if it's free, you may as well take it.
Yeah, and now they could easily go and put some vision around the Baron pit. They are so far ahead that a Baron should not be a problem to take. Obviously, you don't really want to be going for the Baron. It's still 25 minutes into the game, so it's quite early. But you can start a Baron dance in order to force a fight. That is what I'd want them to go and look for. And now they don't even have the smite, so Troll Dog are in a lot of trouble, actually.
Yeah, once again, gets very greedy to try and steal the blue buff. I think he succeeded, but I'm not sure it matters that much. Rakowanos taking a big chunk of damage from MGB, who comes in for a flank. Meanwhile, Don Corleone follows through with the Magical Journey. Doesn't land the taunt, though, onto Hungry Panda, and he's so tanky, though, that it doesn't matter that he's in amongst all the enemies. Rakowanos, he's less tanky. He's going to go down to Miracles. Miracles picks up that kill. Don Corleone now will have to hotfoot it out of there, but Tanas actually gets the roots on towards him and manages to pick up another kill there. Twisted Advance was what secured that. Nidalee coming forward once again, but the rest of Epic Avalanche have disengaged. But once again, that favor, that was a 2 for 0 in favor of DD there, and that is, I mean, that's better than they could have ever hoped for, right?
Yeah, it is. It's just Epic Avalanche Blue. They're playing very sloppy. They're not going as a team.
Another kill there. Troller Dog hops forwards and gets caught by the charm, caught by the Orb of Deception as well. And to be honest, I think Troller Dog is a big part of this. I think he's becoming actually a bit of a Troller Dog because he's just going for these really super aggressive plays. Like, he's stealing blue buffs. You don't need to steal the blue buff. It doesn't matter that much if Nidalee gets the blue buff. Obviously, it's nice if you get it, but if it's not for free, then don't steal it. Because if you get chunked out that low, and if you're put in that much trouble, it puts your team in a bad situation. And we saw that Different Dimension were able to take advantage of that. Interestingly, Nidalee and MGBE looking for a pick there on the top side, but no one's going to be checking that, and they're going to have to back away quickly before Imbi, Unlucky Arrow, and Rakowanos go on towards the turret, because they can take it pretty quickly with the Lichbane finished on towards Rakowanos, but they don't go for it because they think there's going to be more wave clear there than there actually was, because they don't know how long it took them to recall. Once again, the pause is coming through as Tanas lags out again. So Different Dimension having quite a lot of lag issues this game. That might be a bit of a factor into their early game performance, but they have brought the gold lead back down to about 6k now. And 10 kills to 18 is a lot better than it was earlier when it was about, 1 for 12 or something like that.
And Different Dimensions, they're just finding a lot of opportunities to punish Epic Avalanche Blue for not playing like a team, for not going together as a unit. They're very divided right now. They're not synchronized in any way, and this is hurting them so much because they're not able to take any towers. They're not able to push their advantages at the moment, and they're starting to fall behind because they cannot use their double AD carry composition as it's supposed to be used.
Yeah, I mean, certainly not behind yet, but they are getting a lot worse of a situation than they were earlier when they had the 10k gold lead. It's almost been halved now, and they need to really start focusing objectives. They need to stop playing cocky, particularly on the side of Troller Dog, and they need to secure the win for themselves, because this win is incredibly important right now. You need to take this seriously, because if you win this, you go to the final. If you lose, you go home. You don't get any shot at the grand prize, so they really need to get their heads in gear, and they need to start focusing on the game if they want to pick up the win over Different Dimension.
That is as true as you just said it. They really need to get it together. They have the right base to go for. I mean, you don't get such a big goal lead this early in most games. It's just a perfect base to really start from, especially as a double 8 carry composition. And you're starting to throw it all on the floor. Should not happen. Yes, exactly. Now they're going as a team. They should just be trying to brute force this tower down. They are so far ahead.
Yep. Don Corleone also manages to land the taunt onto Hungry Panda, who actually takes a magical journey out the wrong way. Comes in. There is a very good tempered fate there. Troller Dog's caught in it, but he has his ultimate available. A lot of careful pings as Tanas isn't even present in the fight, so they don't decide to re-engage the fight, and that's better. That is a lot better from Epic Avalanche. They're being responsible. They're taking the turret rather than focusing too hard on kills. Obviously, we did see Don Corleone going for a bit of an engage, but it was a decent engage and it wasn't overly greedy.
Yes, and if they can just keep making plays like this, if they can keep playing like a team, like a unit, and play around the objectives, because they really need to get more towers. They need to push that advantage they have. They need to get more gold, and they needed to get it back into a bigger favor of theirs. So just send Don Corleone to the bottom lane. He can easily join you in the top lane if that is needed. That is what I would love for them to do. Just group in the top lane. I mean, there's really nobody that can stop you. The only one that can stop you are yourself if you play very ridiculously.
Yeah, I think they should just go on towards Baron here. I mean, they have all of the wards around it. They have pink wards. They know it's not warded for Different Dimension, and they know there are many members of Different Dimension on towards the bottom side. Don Corleone can join them easily enough because he has both the Stand United and the Teleport available to him, but they haven't started up the Baron yet, and that does mean that Different Dimension can head up more towards it now, and there is the Scrying Orb trinket, so they know that the Baron hasn't been started, and there are the lines of traps. Imbi has set them up, trying to make sure that they can't let anyone through, but they're just trying to buy time, I think, for Don Corleone. Split push on the bottom side. Tanas is coming, but I'm not sure he has enough damage, really, to stop Don Corleone from taking that turret, at least. He's going to hit it a few times. Tanas comes in, but it's getting quite low now, the turret. Don Corleone, he can just focus the turret down easily with the burn as well from the second dragon buff and take that one down. But meanwhile, the team of Epic Avalanche, they didn't really focus on towards Baron anymore. They let Hungry Panda come in and clear the traps away, or at least some of them, and they lose some of their positioning that they'd worked so hard to get. Don Corleone will be heading back towards them now, though, I think, and they should be looking to clump up as 5 around this area. Another blue buff. Troll Dog once again really wants to steal these blue buffs in this game, but I'm not sure that's exactly what he should be prioritizing, and he decides that he's not going to look for a fight afterwards either.
But with that Baron dance being present, it allowed Don Corleone to pick up a tower. And we're getting closer and closer to that 10k gold lead again, because they are finally playing like a unit. Here comes Don Corleone.
Don Corleone comes in. MGB gets the Spirit Rush away from it, though. And Tanas actually goes in for a very deep engage onto the rest of the team. He had the Vengeful Maelstrom. It popped onto a lot of them, did a lot of damage. Tempered Fate doesn't really land onto anyone. Charm doesn't land either. Ace in the hole coming through. Hits Niddly Ban on the back. There is a magical journey, but Bard can't even take it because Hungry Panda was locked up by the Dark Binding and he goes down. Tanas doesn't get caught up by that taunt attempt there from Don Corleone, and the fight is once again disengaged. Only 1 kill for Epic Avalanche Blue, but that will at least secure them this dragon and maybe even the Baron if they want to go on towards that as well. Rakoanos going to push out the middle lane while the rest of his team goes for the dragon. Now the bot lane also pushing in their favor. They have the ZZ Rock portal there helping them with that. Looks like Troller Dog and Imbi just going to help take down that dragon. Now it's the 3rd dragon buff for them, and on towards the Baron they go.
Baron would definitely be the next step for Epic Avalanche Blue. They are so close to getting that 10k gold lead back. They're only missing 1,000 gold, so They pulled themselves together. They knew that they had all of the gold in their favor, and they it was like a godsend gift to them to have such an easy way into the grand final. It's not every day you get that. So
Yeah,
now,
well, I mean, they did have to work pretty hard for it in the
oh,
early game. They made a
of
lot of very
course.
good plays in the early game, and it's not like Different Dimension are a bad team. They're a very good team, and they just weren't able to live up to the expectations, and they weren't able to come up against the pressure that Epic Avalanche put in the early game. Here, however, Rakonis might be caught out. Stand United and Flash both burned on towards him to make sure he stayed alive. Don Corleone comes in and he wants to get an engage here. Ace in the hole channeled. Hits MGBE. That is a very good interrupt though from Tanas as with the Arcane Smash as he prevents Don Corleone from getting the taunt on towards him, and Different Dimension can now clump up together and make sure they're safe.
Different Dimensions are obviously a very good team, and they just had a lot of bad plays in the early game, which Epic Avalance Blue were able to really punish them for. So now it's all up to Different Dimensions to utilize the poke they have often in lead. Oh, but actually the Baron is getting started, and this could be a Baron for Epic Avalance Blue.
Yeah, 33.5 minutes into the game, Baron is finally started by Epic Avalanche Blue. The only one close enough to steal is Tanas, and he's not got a lot of steal potential. Trolldog picks up the Baron, and now the fight is engaged here. Hungry Panda going incredibly low. Trolldog picks up that kill. Tanas, he's going to be going down as well. Don Corleone, he's tanking up all of the damage here. He can get a taunt on towards MGB. He lands it. Dark Binding comes through. Another kill comes through for Don Corleone. 8, 1, and 8 so far. Trolldog coming in for the flank and once again trying to get his revenge onto Nidalee for earlier in the game. He gets it there. Miracle's the last member of Different Dimension left alive. Don Corleone will just zone him away so the rest of his team can just take the base easy as you like. Couple more autos will do it. The burn, the autos, the ace coming through for Epic Avalanche Blue.
Well played by Epic Avalanche Blue, and now they can just go to the top lane. They might... I don't think they can end it here. There are 10 seconds before Tanas respawns, but they can definitely get an inhibitor. And with that inhibitor going down, they have such a good... Well, they are in such a good spot now. They are, first off, the better late game scaling team. We've said this all the time because they got ahead so early.
Yeah.
And with that Baron, they can siege up so easily. There are no way clear on the side of Different Dimensions that can deal with the Baron up minions. Not even MGB, which is the only way clear that you will find on the side of Different Dimensions.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Tanas trying to clear out waves before the super minions start to come. He's trying to get the wave pushed out as far as he can here, but the ZZ Rot minions are not helping him in his quest. He's going to go ahead, take away that turret. No one to stop him from doing so. Throws the sapling over the wall just as a sentry, just to watch out, just in case. Sapling is on the job, looking around, seeing nobody there, and making sure his master, Tanas, is safe. Meanwhile, Epic Avalanche, they're going to push the bottom wave now, and in comes a teleport from Tanas. He wants to be present for this fight. The Tempered Fate, again, doesn't really hit anybody. Imbi doing a lot of damage to Miracles already, who pops on the hunt. Trolldog looking to be a bit of a front line here for his team, and Don Corleone, an even bigger one, as he goes in on towards Tanas. Tanas gets away with a sliver of health, though Nidalee Band jumps in, tries to get the assassinate, but Lamb's Respite is there. MGBE was taken down by Imbi. They're gonna clean up the kills now. Imbi getting a triple kill, and they're gonna end the game now. Surely this is gonna be the win for Epic Avalanche Blue. Don Corleone having a bit of a BM in the end there, but he can afford to celebrate right now because his team, Epic Avalanche Blue, once they end this game, once they take down the Nexus, they will have made it to the grand final of the Highlight TV Cup Series, where they will face Mysterious Monkeys for the €900 prize. GG, well played everybody, and Epic Avalanche Blue pick up the last win in the series.
Well played by Epic Avalanche Blue. They got ahead in the early game, as we said they had to, because they had that double AD carry composition. They had a little bit of trouble in the mid game where they weren't quite on par with each other, but they finally got themselves together, started pushing their limits, and they played this double AD carry composition so well with those beautiful plays in the early game.
Yeah, absolutely. A masterful performance there. Trolladog letting his inner Trolladog out a little bit. Well, it's not so inner if his name is actually Trolladog, but did loses a little bit of an advantage for his team, but they were able to claw it straight back in their favor, and a convincing win in the end for Epic Avalanche sees them through to the final. And that will be what we're bringing you next. So after the break, you will be able to witness the final of the Highlight TV Cup Series between Mysterious Monkeys and Epic Avalanche Blue. See you then.